every generation up until now has done better than the generation prior for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That one's tricky right now with these next generations, but
Yep.
that also bringing that next 85 trillion wealth transfer, generational wealth. We're seeing now that a lot of people are saying, I have little or no opportunity to outdo my prior generation. It's
Yeah.
just going to be too hard. Life is too, college is almost $1 million expense at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how am I going to do better than the next generation? I have a feeling we're seeing it from some across the board. Not that they're giving up, but their goal has changed. It's not to do better, right? And part of that might be there's also some people call it's a little bit lazy because they know they're getting something because of this big wealth transfer. How is that impacting clients on both sides, right? The younger generation staying hungry or sitting back because it's coming, and then the older generation that said, I fought for it and I want you to have it. I want you to have an easier life than me, but I still want you to fight for yourself, not for me. So you have this feeling of accomplishment, right? How is that impacted with behavioral finance?
Right.
Or is it coming up from your clients? Do you bring it up?
Sometimes it comes up from the client. Sometimes it comes up because I bring it up. Because if the client doesn't bring it up, I will.
That's what I was talking about. How do
okay.
you bring it up? My guess would be they're not bringing it up because they're unaware it's happening or isn't happening. So how do you then goose that topic?
I've never had a client in discussing their goals say, I'm looking to have a better life than my parents in the kind of large way that you're talking about it. It gets much more specific. Okay. Sometimes it's, I hope I live longer than my parents did. But I'll bring it up very simply in terms of how are your parents doing financially when we're having that intergenerational conversation, and what are their resources, and do you expect an inheritance in the future? Then really where I go is talking about their feelings around that. It goes back to the emotional side of the conversation and how do you feel about that, and then into the practical side of how do we address that and prepare for that. And we certainly do have clients who do anticipate sizable inheritances, and I would say across the board what I get from them is, yeah, I know that's out there for someday. I want my parents to enjoy their life. I'm going to do everything I can to live my best life and to prepare as if that's not there. Let's assume it's not there. And if it is, fabulous.